Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Woolie Network. I'm your host, Joey Bean.
I'm Ryan Foley.
And today we have a very special guest. He's a Bryant University graduate. He partnered with the PGA of America in 2019. To say that he loves the game of golf would be an understatement. Joining us now via Woolie Satellite is the founder and senior director of Nextgengolf. Please welcome Kris Hart. Kris, thanks for joining us.
You got it. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you. So let's get into the first question. So, especially for the viewers watching, could you give us an overview of Nextgengolf and what it's all about?
Sure. Yeah. So Nextgengolf, we're a subsidiary of the PGA of America, and our goal, at the PGA is to really serve the member and grow the game. And within Nextgengolf, we have 4 different verticals of how we do that, specifically on growing the game. And we started in college golf, so we run the NCCGA, which is the National Collegiate Club Golf Association. So we govern and sanction club golf. So any student that wants to play golf in college can do that. But about 93% of high school golfers never will play varsity. So we help out those students at the college level. We run the high school golf national championship through the NHSGA, which is National High School Golf Association. So support high school golfers and their coaches all around the country. We run the City Tour, which is team golf for adults. So anyone really 21 plus that wants to play in a fun team environment. We have events all around the country. And then we run the National Club Championship, which is an invitational event for some of the best players in the entire country who are club champions at their courses locally.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that sounds great. So I just want to ask you, so what was the journey like from the beginning to where you are now? And was there a single thing that made you, what was the single thing that made you pursue your dream career?
So it's definitely it's a tough journey. It's a long road. You go from, I was working in finance out of college and went into the golf business. So just started those nights and weekends for fun. And it's a tough journey when you go from having a really great job and career, and then you go to being an entrepreneur and kind of starving and grinding each and every day to try to make the business sustainable and be able to succeed. But it's really big moments for us. I think one of the biggest was when we signed on our first partner of Cleveland Golf and Turkestan. They've been with us since the beginning, and they show that they really care about this next generation. So they were willing to invest in us and help us be able to succeed. And that was a really big moment for us when we had that first sponsor that helped support us and our mission to be able to grow in the future.
Definitely. Ryan, do you got one?
Yeah, so when you're creating a business, you are not working a 5-day, 40-hour week. How many hours goes into it to get to the point that you are at now?
Sorry about that. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear.
Yeah, so when you are creating a business, you are not working a 5-day, 40-hour week. How many hours goes into it to get to the point where you are at now?
It's a scary thought. I try not to think about how many hours I work, but when you're starting a business, I mean, you really eat, sleep, and breathe everything that you're doing. So I mean, it could be as much as 80 hours in a week or more. You're waking up, you're working hard on your business, and you do it all the way until you're sleeping. So my wife's been very supportive of being able to do that for a long time.
It's definitely a grind, I'd say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I got one for you. So as an athlete, you took your interest in sports of golf and made it your career. What advice would you give a high school or college student that wants to use their passion for sports, music, drama, etc. As a career?
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding when you can, you love what you're doing, and it doesn't matter how many hours you work, you don't really count the hours if you enjoy the work. So I think that's one thing when people follow their passion, like, you got to enjoy it. But there's also times when you don't enjoy it. So if you work in golf, you don't get to play as much golf. So there was about a 5-year, 6-year period where I played very little golf, and I was more so building, working on a business to help players in golf, but not help myself, so that makes it difficult. But for others that are willing to follow like their passion or their sport, I think the hardest things in any sport, but golf included, is that if you want to work in the golf industry, you got to be willing to make some sacrifices. And I think sometimes people don't realize, the difference in pay that you get working in sports versus working in, say, finance or accounting. You make a lot less money in sports, and you got to be willing to sacrifice in terms of travel. So I always ask anybody who wants to work in golf or any sports organization, like, are you willing to move? Because unfortunately, like, if you're a Celtics fan and want to work for the Celtics, like, they're a really coveted team. You might need to go work at the worst NBA team in the country to start, to then grow up to get to the Celtics eventually. So it takes a lot of sacrifices, and being able to move, I think, and transportable is one of those.
Ryan, you go?
Yeah, so what would you say is the coolest part about what you do and the thing you most enjoy?
I enjoy that I get to play a little bit of golf, and I get to play some amazing courses, and now being part of the biggest one of the biggest sports organizations in the world, the PGA of America. We have 28,000 members around the country at all different golf facilities, and we run some of the biggest events in the entire world. So being part of PGA, and just really special, all the things that not just we do at Next Gen, but we do as a bigger entity. And the Ryder Cup being one of them. I mean, it is the biggest event in golf, and it's really special just to even be part of that.
Yeah, Kris, how often are you able to play golf nowadays?
Well, it's tough. It's tough when you're in the Northeast to play. But I try to, especially in the summer, get out once a week, and if not twice a week, it'd be great. But if I can get in once a week, that's a good goal for me, and I can enjoy that.
All right, yeah. So I got one for you. So, what would you say is an underrated golf course in our area that you would recommend me and Ryan should play this summer?
Underrated course. So you guys are in.
We're in Millbury, right next to Worcester. Yeah.
Central Mass.
I've never played it, but I've actually heard that a really great course is Whitensville. It's like a 9-hole course.
Yep.
It's somewhat close to you guys that I've heard is amazing. So I think that's one that's really underrated. Personally, on the public side, I really like Redtail up at Devon's. I think is a great facility.
Okay.
And just an awesome public track.
Okay, yeah. We'll do. Ryan, you got one?
Yeah, so you said one of the coolest parts about your job was playing on all these different courses. What was your favorite one that you've played on?
Favorite course I've ever played?
Yeah, all time.
I was really fortunate to play Cypress Point at one time, which is on the Monterey Peninsula, and it's ranked usually in one of the top 2 or 3 courses in the country. So Cypress Point definitely has to be my number one.
Yeah, how were those greens? Just spotless, like you picture?
They were perfect. It's kind of like a magical place out there out in California.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, so Kris, that's all we got for you. Appreciate you again joining. You're actually the second Bryant Bulldog that we've had on the show. Last week we had Ryan Ward. He's from Bryant, and he's a part of the LA Dodgers organization. So you're the second one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, go Bulldogs. They got a big game tonight. They might be able to get into the NCAA tournament for the first time ever, so that'd be pretty cool.
I saw that.
Yep, there you go. And of course, Mr. Mara making this happen. We appreciate it with the connection.
You got it.
Yep.
Thanks, Mr. Mara.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, Kris, thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Everybody for watching. Ryan, that was a good third episode. Nice to get somebody from golf up on the show.
Thank you, Mr. Hart, for joining us. A lot of great information that you gave us.
Yeah, guys, thanks again. Hopefully next week we'll be back with another interview, someone in a different field of career. But thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.